she started telling me like, yes, there's like 2 people around you that they're not happy with your success. And she described the people. But I was like, this, and I told you, I'm like,
yes,
these people are like, it can be them by the description she gave me. One of my kids recently was diagnosed with autism. But back then, I didn't know. And she told me something like, you know, there's something going on with your children. You have kids? I'm like, how many kids you have? And I have 2. And she told me, oh, okay. And I told her one of them is like, has like medical complications. And she was like, no, it's not one of them, it's the 2 of them. I'm like, what? And I was like, no, it's just one. And she told me, no, you don't know yet.
Sonoro.
More than Mamis.
Hello, welcome to a new episode of More Than Mamis.
Untold stories.
Yes, today we're not gonna speak about someone else's case. We're gonna speak about our stories with
Our experience with black magic, brujería, witchcraft.
brujería. This is a very Latin thing. I don't personally believe in any of it, but I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I have had the curiosity because somehow you have a friend that has a friend that has a friend that she happens to have some powers and read you the tarot cards or
And
tell
the
you
future and the energies
Yeah.
and who is around you that is making you bad things or, you know.
I know. This is a very taboo thing, and that's why we decided to speak it in Untold stories rather than in More Than Mamis, which is our Spanish podcast about motherhood. That there we're more moms. You know, we're the good moms there.
The good moms.
Here we
bad.
are
Bad
the bad
moms.
moms.
The witch's mom. No, but you know what? Like, as a Latinas, like, we grew up with the culture and the, I don't know, the knowledge about brujería, and you always knew a friend of a friend of a friend or a grandmother or a tia who make brujería, or, you know, like, you always hear a story about it, and you, I don't know, there's something inside you that
want
wake
to
the
know.
curiosity to, you know, I want to know.
So have you done it?
I want to know about my future. I did it once, and I was so scared that during the experience, I said, okay, that's it. I don't want to know anything else.
Really?
Yes.
Why? What did
I
they
just
tell
stopped
you?
it because
Like how it was? Was it like online or was in person?
it was in person.
Okay.
It was like I was living in an apartment in Caracas with 3 friends.
Okay.
One of my friends were like making brujería, and I was sitting right next to her, and she finished with my friend, and she was, okay, you can go next. And I was, no, I'm okay, you know, I don't want to do it. And she was like, no, yes, you're next, because you have like some, you know, like something in you that I can read. And there's a connection. You go, okay, let's do it. So during the, it was a hand
Like a hand
reading.
reading? Okay.
And she was reading my hand, and she was telling me about my family and a family member who was going to be sick, and during the sickness it's going to be a hard time, and she was going to die. And I was like, I don't want to know, because like I think like when you hear that things, you in your mind, you start believing it, and you
The
you
question
start,
is, did it happen?
no,
Oh,
it
okay,
didn't
so
happen.
okay, thank
it
God.
didn't happen, thanks God. Like the person that family member died 4 years later. I don't know if, you know, she just was seeing in the future, but I was so scared that during the experience I said, okay, I don't want to know anything else. I just want to stop. I don't want to put things in my mind that condition my future.
I'll be scared to do that because then she'll be like, okay, I'll do some spell on you. Like, did you pay her or
No.
did your friends pay her?
Yes. I didn't pay her.
Good. Well,
I didn't lose my money.
To me, I have, there's this thing in my family, my grandma, she's always been, my grandma that side, she's always been like a bit mysterious. She like believes in like elves Like she's like
She's the
fairies.
one from Upata?
No, she's the one from Colombia.
From Colombia, okay.
Okay, in that region, where she's from the coffee area where there's lots of mountains. And also, we had a guest in More Than Mamis who was Vision Dharma Maria Botero, that she believes in angels and all these things, and is from the same area. So it's something that it's around that area that is kind of magic. Like there's something, because my drama will tell me that she will see like little like magic people, things like that. And I was like, drama, really? And she was like, yes, like, you know, if you happen to see something of this, don't be afraid. It's like good energy, blah, 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 blah. I never saw anything. The only time I saw something that looked like fairy was when I was pregnant, and it was because I had preeclampsia. And my high pressure was up to the top, and I was still, and I was like, maybe these are the fairies. My grandma was there. But it was
Because you came too late, you know, I'm 30 years old.
Yeah. But anyway, that definitely let me like have me had that curiosity. And then a brother of my drama, he reads the hand, and he once like did it to me, and he's always been like, you know, like the weird uncle.
Yeah.
But like he's like super nice guy.
He
or
read your
whatever.
hand when you were young?
Yes, when I was like 12.
Okay. And did you remember something about it?
Not really, but I do remember like he's making this thing up. But later I did met someone that I think did had the power to read the future. I think there's some sort of like people who can, and actually I don't know if this like something about my drama side, her spiritual weird witch thing, but sometimes I do tend to feel energy.
Okay.
Like I have to tell you, like
Yes,
this
yes.
person has like I feel
Yes.
heavy.
Well, we have made interviews, podcasts, and episodes here, and you can feel when the energy
Yes.
is so heavy on
Yes.
us that we ended the episode like, oh my God.
Exhausted.
Yes.
Yes. And I feel sensible, like that sensitivity. And sometimes like I dream something and in that sort of happening, but I don't pay too attention to it because I don't like to think about, I have too much things to care about. I have twins, I have business, and I have a podcast, so I don't have time for like thinking in my witchcraft thing. But when I just arrived to the US, I was working in a hair salon.
Okay.
And hair salons, you see a lot of things. There's where all the chisme happens. And the girl who did the eyebrows, she will do wax. She once told me like, there's something up with you. And I was like breaking up with the guy I was dating back then.
Okay.
And I was like, how do you know? And she's like, well, yo leo las cartas, I read the tarot, you want a reading, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, are you going to charge me? Because I don't have money. And she was like, no, I'll do it for free. I want to help you. And we were like, you know, she was doing my eyebrows like in the little room, but that wasn't what was going on. I think she was doing that now that I think about it.
Inside the room?
Exactly. She was running a double business
Oh,
there. Of
good job.
course.
You
Now
got
I
woman.
understand. That's why she had so many clients. Well, she started reading the thing. I was 20 years back then. And I was like, what is this? And I was a bit scared, like, and I told her, like, if there's anything bad,
Tell me.
I don't want to know. And she was like, no, I don't see anything bad because this seems like bad to you right now, but it's actually good. I'm like, okay, tell me. And she was like, you're breaking up with this guy, and it's because of a woman. And I'm like, oh, for a woman, he will not cheat on me ever. In that case, it will be the opposite. No, I'm kidding. But
I'm kidding.
But it ended up happening.
No.
And And the crazy thing is that she told people, don't worry, this will be good for you. You in the future.
But did you want to end the relationship or the
Yes.
relationship? Okay.
It was like getting toxic.
Okay.
And she tells me, but don't worry, you're gonna meet a guy that is tall, blonde, blue eyes, and you're gonna get married with him and have 2 kids. And I'm like, you're crazy.
Where is her right now?
I don't know. I lost track of her.
Oh.
She was so nice. Her name was Sandra. And I was like, for another woman, like, no, I don't think. It ended up,
Yes?
our
He
relationship.
was hitting on you?
No, it ended because I had a fight with mi suegra, ex-suegra, with his mom. It was a woman.
Yes.
So
She never-
that was like the
She
break
never
point.
told you that was infidelity, but it was
Exactly,
another woman.
but it was another woman. So that was like, boom. And then I didn't want to know anything else about brujería. But, you know, there was this case, that famous case in the Latin world, where was this like huge reggaeton singer, Nicky Jam. the girlfriend he had in that moment, she did some very funny
Yes.
brujería to
He was
him.
with tobacco and
with pee.
And with pee.
With pee, like they. That's so funny.
She put pee
Yeah.
in his
the coffee.
In the coffee. Or in the
Yes.
water. Oh my god. So disgusting.
It worked.
It was. Yeah. I know. Wow.
He like gave her like a pink Maserati. It
Yeah.
was totally. I think he proposed to her. I don't remember.
No,
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 it was
no.
someone else who proposed
Yeah.
her. But anyway,
Well, she had the fairy tale for a while.
yeah. And the thing is that this is why you need to be careful, you know, because these brujas can blackmail you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, because now after COVID, a lot of these things are done online, and you don't know who's filming you.
Yes.
So they can just like screen record. At least Zoom tells you when like
Yeah, someone is recording
Someone
the
is
video,
recording
but
you.
you can record it like from
like
behind
in-
or
in her-
another.
in her case, and I felt bad for her, because like it wasn't supposed. It was like her friends who did it to her. You know, it was fucked up.
And sometimes when you're desperate, like, I don't know, I haven't had a relationship or a curiosity to do that for a guy. But sometimes I think that maybe if you are in a rush or you are desperate about a relationship, you can like be involved in something like that.
It comes from a desperate position, because I do remember a friend of mine. We were in Caracas, and we went to see a bruja, because she was like losing her boyfriend, wasn't her husband back then. And I remember we went to the person's house. It was a very weird house. It had like tons of like, you know, these smells, palo santo, incense, whatever. And the woman will tell my friend to smoke a tobacco with a picture of the guy. And she will like charge her tons of money, and also tell her, this was part of the spell, you know, your man is in love with someone that wears this perfume. It was like a very expensive, let's say it was like Chanel No. 5, something very expensive. And she wears this spell perfume. So what we need to do is that you bring me the perfume.
No. I keep it in my room.
Exactly.
I put it on me every day for a year. And then
she will bring the perfume, and she will spray the picture of her and put it next to the guy's picture.
Oh my God.
So like he will like, you know, have the smell that he likes on her. Blah blah. It was so crazy. One day I was like, listen, please stop wasting your money on this.
I do remember once.
But she was very desperate.
Yes.
I wasn't judging, because it came from a desperate position.
Yes, I do remember once a friend. She was I don't know when
We're
you
saying
were,
a friend.
no,
No,
this
but in
is-
this case, it's true.
It was a friend of my sister. My sister, yes, she was like 3-4 years older than me, and I remember that they were 29 years old. And I don't know. In that time, I remember like the family members and everyone always told her like, you are being the solterona, you know, you're single, you don't have a boyfriend, you're not going to get married. So I remember that Christmas that she made a spell with tons of red flowers and the picture. And 1 year later,
She made like a ritual.
a ritual, yes, a ritual to find a boy, to find someone who.
You're supposed in New Year's Eve to like wear red panties to find
Yes,
love.
red
But I
panties.
always red
But
yellow.
she had everything. She had the red roses and the picture of a guy that
she
liked.
liked.
Yes, and she
loco.
had candles and a ritual, like something that she was reading. And 1 year after, she got married.
With a guy?
No, it
With
was
someone-
it was a guy. It was
That-
not
that
like
she liked, her
That
type.
she liked, yeah, her type.
Wow.
And 1 year later, she got married.
So it worked. I think it's kind of like
The energy that you put on
vision
it.
board.
Yeah.
You know, she was
Your
doing a
vision board.
very special vision board right there. I personally, that was like my first experience when I was 20, but I recently did that one, and that's when I tell
Yes.
you, like, we need to talk about
I
this.
love it. I love your story recently.
Yeah.
So tell me more about it.
Well, this one, you know that people say that around your birthday, you're supposed to do like an astral, la carta astral. I don't know how you say in English. It's like a thing that it tells you like all around your sign and your moon, your sun, and like the things people tell you like where you should go, where you should be in
Astral
your
chart.
Astral chart. Where you should be in your birthday and the things you should do and the things you shouldn't do. And the
But explain, like before
Uh-huh.
that reading, you were like passing through a lot. A lot of
Yes.
like weird things happened.
It came from a desperate position. I was like kind of like my friend back then, but not for a guy.
Not for a guy, but for a good energy.
For energy. You know when it's this moment of your life that a lot of bad shit is happening to you. That is kind of weird. I'm like, you know, I own a restaurant and everything in my restaurant started breaking. Like we had a gas leak, appliances were not working, a ton of my employees like disappeared. They will just not even quit, they just won't show up. My engagement ring,
Yes, you lost your engagement
I lost my
ring.
engagement ring, I don't know who took it. Like I look everywhere, I couldn't find it.
We know.
We kind
Oh.
of know. Yeah. That's why I went to a bruja.
Yeah.
She told me.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Okay.
I got sick, but like I would not like stop being sick. You know,
And your kids were sick
and my
too.
kids were sick too. We went to a trip to Aruba to like disconnect from all this bad energy, and we ended up getting sick in freaking Aruba. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? I did a promise to God. I'm like, dude, I'm going to church. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'll be your best person on earth.
Your favorite.
Yeah, but please, like, I need this energy to stop.
Yeah.
And
So,
well, I have a friend that she does like angel,
Okay.
and one day we should invite her. She does like angel readings, and she told me, well, what your angels are telling me, because I do it, that I don't care, because it's like, you know, it's like God, angels. It's not nothing black magic. She told me your angels are telling me that you're very low energy, and when you are very down, that you're attracting bad things.
it's
And-
like your immune system, when it's
Yeah.
low, you get sick. So it's like you're getting everything to
Exactly.
touch
And
you.
when you're like, it's like law of attraction. I do believe in law
Yes,
of
me too.
attraction. When you are, you know, like charming and magnetic, a lot of good things happen to you. But like, it started with one thing, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other. And I was like, dude, please, like, come on. And a lot of times, bad things have happened to me. But I'm like, I'm strong. But that time, it came in a time that I wasn't strong.
Yes.
So I was like, and this is my friend Andrea Novoa. You can find her on Instagram. She does these angel things. And I was like, dime, did they make brujeria to me? And she told me, Michelle, to successful people, there's always going to be people around with bad intentions. Imagine the presidents. Imagine like famous people. A lot of people are jealous of them.
Yeah.
There's people doing bad things to them, sending bad energy. But what makes them like not be affected is like their good state. So connect to God, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, too much bullshit. I need someone to tell me. So I went to this person that someone recommended me. And she did the astral chart thing. And I'm like, okay. And she told me, you want a tarot reading? I'm like, yes. And I want to know everything.
All in one.
Yeah. And this time back, and you see, like, when you draw.
It was a place, or she came to your house?
No, it was by the phone.
Ah, by the phone. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she was like, you are going through a lot, I'm like, yes. This person didn't know even like my full name because I didn't want her to Google me or anything, And then she started telling me like, yes, there's like 2 people around you that they're not happy with your success. And she described the people. I'm not gonna describe her because I don't know if they watched this. But I was like, this, and I told you, I'm like,
yes,
these people are like, it can be them by the description she gave me. And then she also started, one of my kids recently was diagnosed with autism. And this was one of the things that had me a bit down. Now I'm fine, I'm working with it. But back then, I didn't know. And she told me something like, there's something going on with your children. You have kids? I'm like, how many kids you have? And I have 2. And she told me, oh, okay. And I told her one of them has medical complications. And she was like, no, it's not one of them, it's the 2 of them. I'm like, what? And I was like, no, it's just one. And she told me, no, you don't know yet. You told me you want to know everything, right? I'm like, yes. Both of them need your attention. Your son.
I cannot believe you that she told you that.
Yes. Your son is like producing something biologically that is calling the attention of you and your husband, because he feels the attention is going more to the brother that has medical needs. And I'm like, holy shit. The next day, I got a diagnosis of autism. I'm like, wow. And then she told me something crazy. I have this tattoo that says 16 here. And it's because me, my husband, and my kids, we were born this day. And for some reason, she started like talking to me like, do you work with your husband, blah, blah, and how are you guys doing? I'm like, well, we're doing well, we're in love, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yes, but there's some energy that you guys are very hard workers. I'm like, yes, we are. But she told me, you know why you work so hard? And I'm like, because I need money. And she's like, but are you in need or you're doing financially well? I'm like, I'm well, but I always feel like I'm not.
Yeah. We always feel like we need more.
Exactly. And she was like, you and your husband what day is his birthday? I'm like, the 16th. And yours is the 16th. Wow. And your kids? 16 too. Okay, this is the second time in my life that this has happened to me that I see this case. You and your husband were together in other life as husband and wife, and your kids were your kids in last life. And this is what happened. Last life, you and your husband were very poor. Okay, you were struggling financially, and you dedicate yourself to work so hard that you forgot about your kids.
In the
past life.
Okay.
And in this life, and your kids are your kids in this life too, because they came, and now they came with these conditions to ask for that attention that you didn't give in last life.
I have my
Yeah, I know. I have goosebumps. So it's like, I was like, what the hell? And it all makes sense. Nathan and me and my husband, we always think we're broke. Always.
Wow.
And I look at the account and I'm like,
that's a mentality that you had from
my last life.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm doing very well. Like, why I feel this? And why Nathan feels this? So she told me, like,
Did you tell Nathan?
I did. And he was freaked. He obviously
didn't believe
any of this. But when I told him, it made total sense for him. And he was like, what the fuck? And like, who's this woman? She probably Googled. Blah, blah. And like, I swear she doesn't know who I am. And anyway, cuento
But that's
largo,
good
largo.
because
Yeah.
like now you can like, even though you are such a good mom, but it's good because now you can like be more present. Like, okay, we need to stop working and overworking every day.
Exactly.
You know, we need this
We need to
off
be
time.
present.
Yes, to be
Yes.
present.
And I told him this, and he like realized, and I was like, wow, this was better. I was looking for something something else regards to like work and energy, and she told me something about my family that it made total sense. And anyway, the thing is that I took that to like be more present, and like I took these bruja words very like I really digest them, and I'm like, you know what, this is not gonna happen.
And did she tell you about your future, or she always like read your energy, or
no,
like?
she did tell me
Yes.
about. She didn't tell me a lot of stuff. It was like a 2-hour conversation.
Wow.
This will be too long to tell you, but in resumen, I don't know how you say this. Like in short words, she told me, this life, you are prosper. You have the energy of good finance situation. You always gonna have money in this life. Don't worry about it. What is the lack that you're having right now is with the family that it wasn't taken care of in your last life, and it was your 2 kids. So pay attention to them. The money's gonna come, keep working, but just like not as stressed. You're not in that position right now that was not in this life.
So did you like the experience with the witch?
I did. Like, then she told me some stuff that I didn't like, you know, these people that were not happy. She told me it's not that they hate you or anything. It's just that they're not happy with your success. So just like stay away from them, because you know that in our position, sometimes we know we have to be polite.
Yeah.
And you know, if you do something, if I do an event or whatever, or if I see them, you know, I have to be around or things like that. And then she told me, no, don't do it. If you see them, you know, stay away. Don't like interact, because it's not good for you.
Yes,
So
that's what I have told you.
You have told me.
Yes,
You have told
you
me
don't
that.
have to
And-
invite anyone just because you want to be polite. You're
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
for me, like what I have learned during all these years, is like you have to be around with the people that you really like, and that with the people that really care about you.
Exactly. So I learned I'm staying away from that energy, and right now I'm doing what my friend told me to do, like, you know, be like
Yes.
hi, and like I bought a bunch of Palo Santo and some crystals, and I put a San Benito in my door. I like, you know, like mix
It's-
all the
yes.
Catholic stuff with all my spiritual things, and
I think it's
feel much better.
all is in your mind,
Yeah.
and if you put good energy on you and with the people that is around you, I think that you're going to receive a lot of good things, because you are a good people, you work hard, you have a really good family, you have a good husband, so you have to keep away the people who don't want to be with you, and you have to attract the people that care about you.
That's exactly, and I did ask.
And tell me the name of the witch, because
Who
I want to do it too.
No, I'll send you her contact. I asked her about the ring, and she told me it was stolen. She said it was stolen, and it was someone that, it's not that she needed money or anything. That person just told her because felt like you didn't need it, that you wouldn't care. I'm like, okay, well, thank God I wasn't sure. I will have a new one.
Yeah, but it's all the sentimental and the
I
symbol,
know,
you
I
know,
know.
about the
I
engagement
know.
ring. But
whatever, like it's gone.
Yes.
And I'm just about all
that's
the good
another
vibes right
reason
now.
to get married again.
To get like a ring upgrade. A ring upgrade. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Today was a bit more personal. So I'm not gonna send you the contact of her because
I know that we say something in Spanish
public.
that we call like de que vuelan, vuelan. You know,
Uh-huh.
so
No, I think just take care of your energy. You know, just take care of your energy and take care of the people around. If someone like doesn't give you the vibe, just stay away.
and
That's
if
what I
someone
learned.
had Nicky Jam with tea drops, maybe you can have your
Maybe
special one. You don't know.
There was something with that P.
If you have done it, just tell us in the comments.
And be careful. One thing, you know, when you're doing these things, if you're doing it online, make sure no one is recording you. I didn't do like a video call. I just do it through the phone, and I didn't say anything. It was her telling me everything. I will just say like little words, yes, no, okay.
Yeah,
That was it.
It's true.
So be careful, because you don't want bad witches blackmailing you.
Well,
see you soon.
this was our More Than Mamis Untold story. I hope you like it. Well, next story.
Next story next week. Send us ideas. Why you guys want to hear that is kind of taboo in the motherhood world, motherhood world. So see
Kama
then.
Sutra, sex. I don't know.
Kama Sutra.
Yes, we can bring someone who
Me
tell us
gusta.
about
I like it.
Christian Grey and that kind of things. Let's do it.
I like it. All right. See you. Next one is gonna be good.
Bye bye.
More Than Mamis.